only getting started.
Stan McDonald, and I'm the Life Regenerator on YouTube. Life-regenerator.com. If you don't know about the fruits and the vegetable revolution, then you might want to go there, life-regenerator.com, and check it out.
And Dan, tell us how you got started.
I was in a bookstore one day and this dude said, "You want to know the real truth?" And then he pointed a $1 pamphlet to me, and I took that book home and read it that night, and the light came out of the sky, surrounded me, and told me that I need to eat raw food. It's the answer to all my problems. Raw food and fasting, and I've been on that journey ever since.
How long has it been?
11 and a half years of raw food commitment.
Wow.
Working my way towards the fasting and living properly so that I can live a divine life on planet Earth and set a good example, and also reap the rewards of following those patterns that take place in nature by following nature's laws to the best of my ability in this insane world.
Wow. And how's it changed your life?
It's changed everything. I mean, it started out with the food. I was a bodybuilder by day, and I had drug issues at night and on the weekend. And you know, through the raw foods and the cleansing and the fasting and the detox, I managed to get sober and really begin a service-oriented type lifestyle on the YouTube. So I'm a completely different person. I am devoted to the Most High Holy Light now, and I just seek that out to the best of my ability and try to help other people through. I call it illumination through health, or spiritual enlightenment through the path of health.
So, for somebody who hasn't seen your videos and doesn't understand, you know, what you're up to, what are the 3 most important things that you can recommend to somebody for health and for overall, you know, mind, body,
Physical
spirit?
health, fruits, herbs, and love. Lots and lots of love. Self-love, self-nurturing, really caring about yourself, and really realizing that you are God's most favorite creation. You're God's single most prized possession, and you're worth all the investment in any way that you feel comfortable, appropriate, and driven to invest in yourself. As far as your health goes, which is really where it starts, because a lot of the society is, you know, they're not well. We eat the wrong foods, we eat too much, we eat at the wrong times, and the liver and the organs and the kidneys get clogged up, and then the blood vessels get occluded, and then the oxygen is inhibited, cell respiration is inhibited, and then the potential of life is inhibited. And what we want, I think, as human beings is to feel that potential arising within us so that we can feel the magic of the divinity that's all around us and really be the divine beings that we were meant to be.
So for you, it's not just the food.
Well, it started out that way. It started out as vanity and food, and there's still vanity and pride there, but I'm working on that slowly but surely, but it really brought me to a very driven spiritual place, driven in a way that it's not so much me, but it's my heart. My heart is really searching for something, and my mind can only call that God or divinity or transcendence or some type of eternal freedom, and instead of these little prisons that seem to take place in the mind of I'm not good enough, or I'll never be able to do this, or, you know, the negativity or the obstructions to the flow of that perfection that seems to exist, but sometimes it comes and goes. But if you really open up to it, and the more clean you get from the diet that you eat, the more that you see that and feel and experience. And that's what we want. We want to see and feel and experience those changes and that beauty and that light and that divinity. And then we want to touch others with that, and just by being what we are. So we change the world not by what we do or what we say, but we change the world by what we allow ourselves to become, because the divine light is in all of us. So really, with the food, we're just trying to remove the blockages to the awareness that we are divine beings here on planet Earth. And it would be very nice if we just loved one another, and especially loved ourselves. Loving yourself allows you to love others so much more easily. That's the basics of the message.
And out of all the videos you've done, you have hundreds, right? 400, 300, something like that?
I think I have 1,039 videos today. Yeah.
Which one is the single most popular?
Oh, the single most popular video is one where I was dancing with my daughters, and it's called Dance Party, Crazy Dance Party, and there was our little mouse was running around, little Mousy the rat, And my daughters and I, we were just dancing, and everyone thought it was great that a father was spending time with his children. My daughter's here tonight, Natea. She's 14 years old tonight, so it's great that she flew down today, and it's her first time flying alone. And it's just, I'm glad she's here, and I'm glad to have her as part of my life. And I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude from all the grace that just dumps on me. All my problems are even actually just amazing lessons for spiritual growth. You just get overwhelmed at the grace of God if you see things in the right light, you know.
And what about parenting? Like, what are some parenting tips that you can
Be
offer?
an inspiration. Don't tell them what to do it yourself. When my children are with me, they just, it happens automatically. They just eat the raw food because their dad is cool and hip, and that's just how he rolls. But he doesn't do this. He just makes the fat blueberry snack attack, and it's just raw like that. And then your kids, they pick up on you. And a lot of parents just say, don't do this, but then they go and do it. But don't yell and don't scream at your brothers and sisters or punch them or beat them up, but then you're violent with your mate. You can't expect your children to do anything other than exactly what you do. So set a good example and be good and work on yourself, and they will see that all through their lives. And then they'll know that you're trying to do your best, and they'll want to do their best. Mm-hmm. You know?
Are your kids eat the same way as you?
Not all the time. When I'm around, it's a lot easier. People find it very easy to eat raw when I'm around because I'm like the man, you know what I mean? I make the juices, the smoothies, the salads, the gourmet, whatever you want to do, I can do it. Simple, tasty, delicious, light food, so I'm very fortunate. And it's also, you know, every person emanates an aura, and whatever is inside of you, the raw foods is so much a part of me that it just emanates throughout whatever household I'm living or whatever motel room. It soaks into the walls. And then the next person comes in there and says, I need some bananas. That's how the energy works, you know. So keep on pounding yourself with raw food knowledge and simple foods and spirituality and any other subject that is uplifting and altering and adds to your view of life. You know, anything you want to learn about, keep learning and growing for sure, forever, eternally. You know?
Anything else you want to add?
Just thank you for letting me be here, and thank you for letting me share. It's just, this is where I shine, right here when I get to speak this way and hopefully inspire people through my words and through the energy that I try to transmit. And it's not me, but it's just something that I serve and I love, and it comes through all of us. So hopefully everyone can feel that conduit and they can find their life's purpose.
I have one more question, if that's okay. I was thinking about something. A lot of times people ask me on my channel, you know, what happens like when you get sick? How do you avoid getting sick? But A, how do you avoid getting sick? And B, what do you do if you do get sick? I mean, how often do you get sick, and what do you do in those cases? And what do you?
Well, I never get sick, but that's because I know how to not get sick. But really, here's kind of a funny oxymoron. If you want to get well, you got to go get sick. What this world calls sick is actually your body healing itself. It's when you no longer get sick, that's when you need to start worrying. Because what the world calls sickness is actually the body trying to throw off the accumulated obstructions that have built up since in utero. And the body and the liver and the kidneys build up and build up. Well, then you might have some healthy habits, or the weather changes, or you drink some tea, or you get more rest. That raises the vitality of the organism, and then the organism, or the human body, if you will, throws off those toxins. A lot of times it comes out as mucus. A fever is formed to burn up the excess microbes, viruses, and bacteria that accumulate in the lymphatic system. So when you get a fever, you don't want to stop it. No, you want to encourage the fever unless it gets to dangerous levels. Then you use ice packs and whatnot. But you manage your fevers, 103, 104, and let it ride, and then all the viruses and bacteria die, but the healthy cells stay fine. So getting sick and then taking pills is ridiculous, because what you do is you press all those toxins back down. You want to get sick. When you're sick and your nose is running and you're having diarrhea, that's the body cleansing and healing itself. We have it all backwards in this society, and that's why dudes like me do so well, because we actually understand what's going on. Our medical system is more profit-oriented, so a lot of times we have the blinders on. We don't understand the nature of the organs and glands. Clean them out, flush them out. That's why I say whole fruits to cleanse, herbs to heal and strengthen, and then the nuts and seeds will build you up, and you'll be living Genesis 1:29 like God said, you know, I've given you all herb-bearing seeds. So I like to eat foods that have seeds and come from seeds. And, you know, so I'm more of what they call a raw vegan. So my body stays clean all the time. You know, I keep my colon clean with different, you know, colonics and whatnot, and high fiber foods, watermelon flushes. I like to drink a lot of green juice for fasting, and there's all kinds of different things you can do. And you never have to get sick again. I haven't been to a doctor in 15 years.
Only getting started.